part, the first lesson. So this may not be for you. Okay. This is a tool for your toolbox to take to your next level up session. And if you like it and you love it and you want more of it, this kind of content, don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and the notification bell so you know when your girl is back on. And I think this is the perfect tea for the week. It's been in the notebook for a while. It's the perfect tea for the week to kind of help deal with the emotions and the changes that are happening in current time and in any time. And the name of this tea for the week is, which P will you give power to? All right, bye. We're going to pick our P, okay? So power is the major P. And now you can plug power into either socket. We can plug it into the problem socket, or we can plug it into the possibility socket. Okay? Okay. So let's break that down. Break it all the way down. That's why we're here, right? You are plugging your power up into the problem socket. You are reactive more than you are proactive. And if not, you are just really probably even just stuck in reactive state. Okay? So that means that you are letting whatever your emotions, whatever your feelings, whatever the situation that is outside of you be the final and major dictator of how your state of being is, how your well-being is. You are giving that the power to dictate your life, rather than you being the orchestrator of your life. See? And you're probably like, Kristeanna, that's easier said than done. You're right. It really is. It really is. Especially when you do not have the best emotional regulator. Okay? So, with that being said, we'll probably do a separate tea for a week on how to regulate emotions and how to understand emotions and the reasons for them. But right now, we're just going to we're going to stick with this one, okay? We'll stick with this one. So, yes, you have to be a good emotional regulator to be able to be proactive instead of reactive. I'll put that disclaimer out there for some people. Do not suppress what you feel. The feelings are valid and important. Again, we'll do another tea for the week about that. But you do not give it the driver's seat. Okay, let me make that absolutely clear. Do not give your emotions the driver's seat. It is a passenger seat position, as in it is there to possibly aid you in the driving. It is there to let you know, hey, you might want to turn right. Things like right could be the right thing to do. And then, you use your good common sense and logic. But common sense is not common. We know. We use your good logic that you've been trained, and be like, why would I feel like that's the right direction to go? What is the motion side trying to tell me? And then you make a sound decision from there. But you cannot allow your emotions to be in the driver's seat, because you will 9 times out of 10 end up in a wreck. It doesn't mean that you don't feel whatever you need to feel when you need to feel it, but understand that you give it a certain playground to play in. You give it a boundary. You give it a space to feel those emotions. Okay, I'm going to feel this emotion for 5 minutes. I'm going to work through it, whatever I need to do, so that I can be more proactive. See where it's coming from, why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, get to the bottom of it, and then move forward from there. So, we have that. Then you're probably going to allow your circumstances to rob you if you're plugging in your power source into your problems. So that means your circumstances are going to be the thing of, like, you're going to have excuses. So let's be completely honest. Anything that you have to, when you have to say, it doesn't matter how well thought out, well planned, or even well reasonable your excuses are. They're still excuses. It's a reason why you couldn't, wouldn't, shouldn't, didn't. Okay. So if it falls into a reason why you couldn't, wouldn't, shouldn't, and didn't, it's an excuse. Okay, that doesn't, again, that's not to say that they're not valid excuses, they're not reasonable excuses, they don't make sense. And it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that, but it's still an excuse. And then, you have to be really honest with yourself. And this is not a lot of the things I will say. There's a lot of my TFWs there has a certain level of honesty you need to be at with yourself in order to process through these TFWs. If you are not an honest person with yourself, if you cannot self-reflect, it's going to be hard for you to grasp the TFWs. Okay? Make that known. But if you have to be honest about, okay, yes, that all these things did happen, and you have to be ultra fine at combing through and being honest with yourself and saying, still, where am I giving power to this situation, this emotion, this feeling, this outcome? When it doesn't, I don't have to. There's a certain level of honesty that you have to have with yourself and saying, okay, I don't have to give it power. It doesn't mean that you won't feel the feelings that you have. It's just you understand that they're there. You understand that they're valid. You understand that they have a purpose and a reason. But you don't get stuck in them. You don't. You understand that you can make conscious efforts and decisions, practical steps with intention to get yourself out of certain emotional states. Because you, first and foremost, are the orchestrator of how you choose to perceive your reality. You get to choose to see the glass half full or half empty. It's a choice you get to make. If you find yourself overly frustrated, and it doesn't mean that frustration, I want to make sure that I'm very absolutely positively clear for some people. That doesn't mean the frustration is not valid. This is not to invalidate any of the emotions, the feelings, the sadness, the frustration, or the anger. This is not to invalidate it. It's to give it its proper space and place. So when you're giving more power to your problems, you're gonna be rooted in frustration. You're gonna be frustrated, and it's not gonna be the frustration that's effective. It's gonna be the frustration that halts you and stumps you and puts you at a standstill. Now, we all have shocking moments. We're like, oh, okay, let me just take this in and process. But when you stay in that fact, and then you stay in that space too long, it can turn into frustration. And if the frustration is usually when you don't have a lack of direction, or when you're not allowing your emotional processor, which may be really, really effective, to do its job. You're allowing your lack, your current tools and that you have in your toolbox to work with, to be your roadblock, to be your limitator, the thing that limits you from progressing in this moment, from thinking proactively, from thinking with a can-do, what can I do, how can I do, problem-solving mindset. Because you are giving the problems more space than it needs, rather than giving the problem solving the proper space it needs. And usually when you're giving problems more space, you're going to be saying, like, again, I can't, I don't, I lack, I haven't got, I don't know how, and you're staying in that place. I don't have, I can't do, I don't know. And that's a frustrating place to be in. It's a sad place to be in. It's depressing to be in that state. And when you allow yourself to focus on the I can't, I don't, I won't, I don't know how, when you're allowing yourself to stay stuck in that, rather than being creative and thinking about, what can I do to get out of this space? What creative thoughts can I start brainstorming? What brain map can I come up with? What solutions can there be? How would I go about these solutions? If your mind is not going to that problem solving, you're gonna find yourself stuck. You're gonna find yourself stuck in your problems. And you're gonna get giving your problems more power when you use that verbiage, because you're cursing yourself. When you use that verbiage, you're literally, whether you're thinking the verbiage or saying it, you're cursing yourself. When you say, I can't, I don't have, I lack, I don't know. And it's not to say that you're saying you don't know something, but if you're not adding the, I don't know that right now, but it doesn't mean that I will work on gaining the knowledge. I don't have that right now, but I'm going to figure out how, but I am going to brainstorm how I can have. That's okay to say if it's like a right now thing, and there's a present moment in this second, in this moment, like, okay, it's not there now, but making sure that you make it absolutely clear that just because it's not there right now doesn't mean that you are not going to do what you need to do to get it there, to make it there, to gain it, to have it on your part. Give God as the universe something to work with. Don't close the door, because you limit your opportunities when you shut the door. When you say, I can't, shut the door. I don't have, shut the door. I lack, I don't know, shut the door. When you leave that as like, okay, no, I don't know, but I'm allowing opportunity for knowledge to come in. I don't have, but I'm allowing opportunity for these things to come in. When you have that mindset of keeping that door open for opportunity, then you'll find yourself getting out of these situations. And another thing that you'll find people who put more power to their problems do is they have either a give up or blame mindset. And blame is a little different. Blame is, it has very similar roots to as far as it's still reactive, but it has some very similar roots to the excuse mindset. They're like twins. Blame is a little bit different because one is not taking any responsibility to what they can do, how they can do, when they can do. No one's they're not taking the responsibility onto themselves about what possibilities can I create. Rather, it's going to be because something they didn't get in their childhood, a tool they weren't given by their parents, or taught by a teacher or instructor or guardian figure or authority figure. It's going to be a limiting factor of money, finances, resources, know-how, knowledge. They're going to limit themselves, and usually you're going to put the blame on that, or you can put it on a person, place, or thing. You're going to place the blame somewhere because it helps you alleviate the responsibility that you need to take. It's easier to push off responsibility because some people are not equipped to handle responsibility, and it's not equipped, and it may be equipped from their childhood, from the parents, the kind of parents that they've had, not getting certain tools to be put in their tool buckets in their youth. It very well may be because of these things. But at a certain point in time, when you realize that you are lacking certain tools to get the job done, what do? You don't stop the job. You go buy the tools. You go seek the tools. You go either seek the expertise, the tools, whatever you may need to get the job done. And if it's out of your pay grade and out of your expertise, then you'll be like, okay, well, this job was over my head. I'm going to have to back out. And let's be completely honest, It's okay to do that, to back out here and there when you really just need to go gain the knowledge and the expertise to do so. But to just completely back out and not show up to the job again, or not try put any effort in it and again, unless you pivot it completely for your betterment, it's gonna, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it's probably gonna present itself again. Well, 9 times out of 10, it will present itself again. Unless you're just going a whole completely different direction in life, and the author and finisher of our faith is allowing that to happen. Like, oh no, we're just changing your whole trajectory. Problems will have, if you failed the problem the first time, it's going to come up in your life again. In another way. It may have a different face, a different name, a different way of speaking. It may look different, taste different, but it's going to come up again. And you're going to have to face it. And until you pass that test, it's going to find its way to you. So, blame if you like. But all you're doing is hurting yourself in the end, because you're stumping your own growth. You're stumping yourself from moving on to becoming better, to gaining the tools that you need, the expertise and the knowledge that you need to push forward and be better for it. No one else did it to you but yourself. You only have yourself to face for it. Outside of their creator, but you only have yourself to face for it. When you give your power to your problems, quick recap, you're going to tend to be more reactive than proactive. You're going to allow your circumstances to rob you of your power, and you're going to let it lead you to frustration, and you're going to either delve in blame or giving up. Now, on the flip side, because I'm giving you bad news, but we're going to have a happy ending. We're going to have a happy ending. There is hope for you, okay? On the flip side, you can give your power, to the other P, which is possibilities. Okay? You can see that glass as half full if you choose to. It's all a mindset. It's all in how you consciously and attentively and intentionally choose to think. Okay? So, if you're giving your power to your possibilities, you're going to be forward thinking. You're going to take the driving wheel and like, okay, that was a dead end, bet. We're going to try a different way. We're going to look into different possibilities to getting to our destination. Whether we have to look at a roadmap, if we don't have a signal on our phone, pull up the GPS. We're going to figure this out. We're going to ask for directions. We're going to do what we need to do. You're going to be proactive. Okay? You're going to acknowledge that every emotion is there, but those emotions are there to try to tell you something. They're there to make you aware of something. And you're going to take the steps that's necessary, the hard work that is necessary to work through those emotions. We're not going to run from our emotions. We're not going to sweep them under the rug, save them for a later date, be lazy about our emotions. We're going to acknowledge that they're there. We're going to look at them in the face and be like, okay, we don't want to dig up this old painful memory. We don't want to pull up this one embarrassing situation. We don't want to have to deal with the fact that we were heavily wrong and we got chastised or told about ourselves with it. We don't want to do it, but we're going to do it because there's a lesson there. There is growth in that. And I'm going to open that can of worms up and look into it and sort through it. We're going to not allow the mess to overwhelm us. We're going to take the mess one section at a time, one bit at a time, and work on it until it's done. That's what you're going to do. If you are proactive over reactive, you're going to allow all those things to have their place, and you're going to be like, okay, yes, you're angry. Let's put that in the proper place. Okay. So we're not going out doing crazy things, acting out of anger, speaking out of anger, doing things out of anger. When I put that in a box and be like, okay, let's pull a piece out at a time. Why are we angry? Oh, because this person did it like this. Oh, okay, this person said it like this. We're going to piece it together. We're really going to apply logic to those emotions. Because when you apply logic to your emotions, then you're giving your emotions a proper place. They are very important because they're there to show you and tell you things that your spirit needs to know, that your soul self needs to know. But you're supposed to apply logic to them. Okay? Now, you're going to be solution-based. Okay? There are people who are solution-based, and when you tell them about your problems, they're like, solutions. And sometimes it's frustrating. So, you have to tell them, look, I was just trying to vent. I wasn't even trying to have solutions like that right now. And it may be because you already have a solution in mind, and you just need to work through the emotions that are still sitting there. So that way, it's likely you can kind of let them have their playground to play and then move them out the way. But you're going to be solution-based. You're going to be thinking, I'm like, okay, you're going to be thinking, hey, this can't stay here like this. This anger can't stay here. This sadness can't stay here. This scaredness or afraidness cannot stay here. We're going to have to deal with it. Okay, sit down. Let's have a conversation with that sadness, that anger, that fear, and be like, where are you coming from? Where are you stemming from? Let's open up that can of worms. Let's go back into that painful past. Let's go, and you're going to deal with it. You're going to deal with it. You're not going to run from it. You're not going to try to sweep it under the rug. You're not trying to make it non-existent, ignore it. You're going to sit there and deal with it, because that's your responsibility as the person and the steward of your emotions. It is your responsibility to deal with your emotions, and that is your responsibility as a part of this collective on earth. Everyone is responsible to deal with their own emotions. It is your duty to do so. Now, you have the choice to ignore it, just like you have the choice to do bad things and wrong things, but consequences come with that. And you can choose to sit there and ignore it, sweep it under the rug, pretend it doesn't exist, throw them out as long as you want to. But if your life ends up wreaking havoc and you doing things and people end up leaving your life, people don't want to deal with you, that is their right to not want to do that, because you won't deal with your own emotions. Clean up your own mess. Clean up. And that is just point blank, period. And here's another one. And we have a tea for the week set around this particular principle too. When you give your power to possibilities, you will put effort, energy, and work on excelling in discipline. You will make it a point to be a master at discipline. And let's be completely honest, majority of us are not good at discipline. And then there may be some of us who are good at being disciplined in certain areas, but there's always room for improvement. There's always more levels to this thing. You can always level up, okay? So, I'm going to introduce the problem wall theory, okay? This is like a meditative theory that you can apply to anything you're going through, okay? And I'm just going to walk you through the steps on how to do it, okay? Problem. And this entire tea for the week is rooted in biblical principles, like you can do all things through Christ who gives you strength. And I think what I'm going to do, I was going to put the problem wall exercise into this video, but I'm actually not. I think I'm going to do a separate video for it. Stay tuned. Come back if you want the problem wall exercise. Let me know in the comments if you want the problem wall exercise, because I'm debating how I want to bring it to you all. If you want it, then I will do it. If you don't, then, I'll probably post it a different kind of way for those who do want it. But if you are interested in a problem wall exercise that allows you to deal with problems that you can apply with almost any problem that comes into your life, okay, sometimes we need that. So we need somebody who's just going to be like, and what? So what? I'm going to give it to you honest. Not everybody likes it, and that's okay. And guess what? I have a tea for the week for that too. But always remember, my kind of design your own kind of life, and never forget to dream. Love you guys. Bye.